Hello and welcome, folks. We've got something I've had in the pocket for a little while that's kind of an oddball one, if you were. So, Gyruda, Gigan Cyberclaw, okay. Gyruda, actual Gyruda, in this case, is what the deck is. As a companion, we have to have even CMC cards in the deck, and so then we get it as a companion. The rest of the deck, well, we can put more of them in the deck, luckily. Anyways, when it ETBs, each player mills 4, and then you pick an even CMC and you put it into play. That's the basics of what it does. The more complicated idea of what that happens is when we put it into play, we win. This is best described as one of those Mario Maker auto levels. Literally, that's really all there is to it. You play Gyruda, win, done. Hands off, mostly. Okay, so how's that work? So we're ramping. We're trying to stay away from green. I know that mana dorks have been a thing. That's not where we're going with this. We're going to use mana rocks so that we can get up to where we need to go and have the mana. Nobody's mucking around with our creatures and so on and so forth. And, you know, artifact hate is much rarer than creature hate by a large margin. But anyways, with all said, so we have several ramps at 2, and then we have our kind of conditional stuff. So the idea of what makes us win the game is with Luminous Broodmoth, or Mothra in this case. Luminous Broodmoth, when a creature dies, you ETB it with a flying counter on it if it didn't have flying. So that's part of it. Nightmare Shepherd says when another non-token, not itself, dies, then you can exile it and create a 1/1 copy of it, and the rest of the text doesn't matter. We're redoing a copy of it. Thassa flickers it and lets it do its activated ability again so that we can go. And then we have some of these other things that are not really in the same vein, where they're just simply copying. Spark Double doesn't create a legend, but other than that, that's where we're at. So what does that do now that you've got the idea of what the deck has? This deck plays the legend rule as, like, this deck's bread and butter is the legend rule, basically. So, play Gyruda. You mill over, you get a Vizier or a Gyruda. Comes into play, legend rule. This is in play. You let the thing die. Let it come back as whatever version. Then you let the other version go and die and come back. And then you get more mills and more mills and more mills. And as it happens, it snowballs as an effect where you mill both yourself and your opponent down to nothing. And then when it's all said and done, you pass the turn and let them play with no cards in their deck. All at once. So let's go play some games. We're on the play versus Mr. Puppet. We have double white in Spire of Industry and Aether Hub for a one-shot deal versus Mothra. So we can play this hand just fine. Yes, keep. So open up Watery Grave. Turn 2, probably idle. Turn 3, Mothra. Our opponent is black, so I'm considering our first target now to be Thassa. A little bit safer of that play. Something that dies a little bit less. Our opponent, double black. Lazatep Reaver. Okay. So now, yeah, we can play Aether Hub. That's totally fine. We'll just play the land, and we will play Thassa. Next turn, we can go Mind Stone into Mothra, or Luminous Broodmoth. Death Baron, a little frightening. But we're trying to get up the mana as we go here. So Spire. Can we not do it that way, though? Depends on how much lordiness our opponent does here, but we'll see. Now we can play this, or we can put this to hand. What's safer? Probably putting it to hand and just winning immediately. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go with this plan. Our opponent has to literally hold mana open for this. Ooh, that hurts. That's very frightening. Yup. You're going to draw a card? Nope. All right, here's hoping we win. All right, so we have 5, 6, 7, 8 mana, but we can only do the 6. So we're going to play Guardian Idol on top of all this because we can. Don't know where that's going to go, but we can create a gigantic board state like them technically, as long as we don't miss. All right, so our graveyard. We have a second Thassa and this. We are going to go with the Flicker plan and hopefully a hit again. Looks like we did in some fashion or another. Yes, we did. All right, so 1 dies. Let's try and get the mills so we know what we're doing here. Vizier of the Many Faces, real good here. So that'll be another copy. It pops in. We'll keep our original copy. We'll set the next mill. Mire Triton. We have a miss on our side, so we will take Mire Triton. That's fine. It helps keep us alive, technically. Select a copy for Vizier of Many Faces. I choose you, Pikachu. All right, so this is now a Gyruda. We're going to let our original go. Yeah, something like that. We're going to remill. Not much there, but we can create a team. We don't need our Mothra, so we're going to Last Step Reaver. We've got a board state. All right, from here, something came in. Let that die. Sure. Some Spark Doubles, Vizier of Many Faces. If we want to continue, we choose Vizier of Many Faces and continue the legend rule. So, from here, we create the flying counter once again. Let's do this so that maybe we find a demon. We are literally bricking as hard as we can brick. Lovely. All right, another Last Step Reaver. We choose to copy this. Jam one into the yard. Hope to find another one. We did. Our graveyard. Fire that one. Let it die. Move that over. Get the mill. Find a demon. Found a demon. Gem Palm Polluter. Found a demon. It comes into play. Then these come back in. Now we let it die. Now Nightmare Shepherd triggers. Take the action. It comes in. We keep this one. Send that away. Nightmare Shepherd. Go. Exile. Becomes copy of you. Doesn't matter, I suppose. Nothing. And Spark Double. Spark Double comes in. Boop. Gem Palm Polluter again. Spark Double Ore. We'll take the original, which means that we want to keep this one. We want to put Nightmare Shepherd to the bottom, and we'll set this above it so it does this first. We want it to come back with a flying counter first. Our opponent doesn't have much left. Vizier of Many Faces. 7 cards remain in their deck. I don't know. That might have been a Spark Double variant. Last Step Reaver. Yeah, they've got a very large deck. Okay, we wish to keep this one. Nightmare Shepherd. Take action. It comes back in. Let one of them die. It's fine. Triggers. They're done. And then we can just leave a gigantic Gyruda on the table. Done. How big was that deck? All right. We're on the draw. We have a couple mana rocks. We have Nightmare Shepherds. So I would probably aim to put this on black for our double black here. And then That leaves Coldsteel Heart the flexibility to be white. We do end up paying life in the process, but we can do it that way. Anyway, Spire of Industry. Let's keep this super confusing for our opponent. They think we're an artifact deck now. Gateway Plaza with a guild gate. You have my attention, my friend. All right. Anyways, again, like I said, we're going to set this to white. So, Plaza, Arboreal Grazer. I have to watch for Gates Ablaze Gates accounts. So they have 4 in play. Gates Ablaze is an active card as of right now. So where would I go with this? I'm going to Shock. I'm going to Mind Stone. I'm going to grab Gyruda. Guild Summit exists. So this deck will do absolutely absurd things, as we already know. We have to beat their clock. So, as this starts, we are going to start with Thassa, so that we're a little bit safer. Since this deck has more than Gates Ablaze in board wipe territory, we certainly want to just kind of, we want to avoid their removal. They have an exceptional amount of removal and just large bodies, and that's how they function. Big bodies and big removal. So we want to be able to just knock them out at once. That said, our Nightmare Shepherds are in hand. That said, we could force them to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's just start a Gyruda train anyway. So yeah, Deafening Clarion exists. We go with Vizier. Gate Colossus is hilarious. So we can Vizier or we can Spark double. I think we want to just double up and scare the bejesus out of them first. Okay, Spark double. That's a nice insurance plan. Let's send in the 6. Sometimes we have to play a little fair with what we've got. So, now we flicker again. What do we got on their side? Nothing. What do we got on our side? Another Thassa, where we can set this one untapped. They have a Gaia's Blessing. They have a Gaia's Blessing. So literally, if they remove these, we're walking from this game. They have a Gaia's Blessing because fuck you, that's why. So, yeah. That's really all there is to this game. We walk. We can set down our anti-board wipe removal and start beating down. But, yeah. 1 Gates Ablaze, we walk. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. We can turn it into 8. Double Nightmare Shepherd will cause a little bit of headache. That said, we only have 7 mana because counting is hard. Do we just swing? Yeah, we Nightmare Shepherd and we swing. That was the... Oh, I know what I should have done. All right. So that dies. We create a copy. And we got nothing. All right, so. Is this an original copy? It is an original copy. All right. So we're trying to find death insurance right now. That's death insurance. We're going to play this fair because we can't mill them. Got to watch out for burn as well, so blocking is real. We are absolutely blocking. So yet another removal on our insurance. They have to kill the Nightmare Shepherd as well. It's not dead yet, but the lifelink is a problem. Yeah, I got to keep the Nightmare Shepherd in play. Okay, no blocks. We're going to just tap down with Thassa and swing. Yeah, have another board wipe. What did I say about the amount of board wipes in this deck? It's absolutely absurd. So we will Vizier of Many Faces. I am copying the Spark Double Gyruda. So now we have non-legendary versions floating through. This is at their end step, so we actually have quite a bit of action for untapping here. All right. Tap. And that's the fair game, I guess. All right, we're on the draw. It does work. We're up against someone stating the obvious. Yeah, I guess so. This is kind of bonus game because I decide I want to scrub the last game I had on my list. Basically, it was a deck where its only two threats were the 7-mana Nicol Bolas and Jace Wielder of Mysteries. The rest of the deck was removal. I'm like, yeah, I just don't... You know what? I don't even want it in my video. Screw that. I just, nah. Let's not. I'm just going to put this to hand and put a land down. Our opponent's doing a lot of, I have removal in my hand and I can't wait to use it. They're just chomping at the bit for it. So, yeah, whatever. I'll just put lands down. They seem stuck. They're targeting my Aether Hub. What? They're reading it? They'll put their Claire class up? Voice of the Blessed. I'm not sure what they're up to, but they're leaving mana up at all times here. What the heck is this? Spectral Steel? You know what? Whatever. Play black. Play this down, it's tapped. I do what from there? Not a heck of a lot. Whatever, it's just a 4/4. I was considering a few options, a few lines here. I'm just going to play the Guardian Idol and just make more mana. So we're at 6 mana. I don't know where our opponent's going with this. They're playing slow. They're like, it seems like they're waiting for something to happen. I don't know what. They're not gaining life here. That's the joke. They're just hitting for 4. Okay. The Fetid Pools, nifty. So I want to activate this. Make it active. Make this so blue mana. And then play Vizier of Many Faces on the Guardian Idol. Make a ramp source. Swing in for 2. I want to make more mana. I feel like I need to just get to 10 mana and do everything at once. It's just kind of what I feel I need. I can also go Luminous Broodmoth double. This is not threatening. It's kind of whatever. Actually, we can do both of these, right? So, how's that mana work? Black, black, white, white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we tap, tap, Nightmare Shepherd. Try to make more threats than they have answers at the moment. Spend the energy. Put the Luminous Broodmoth down. Mana. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Land off the top is 10 and Gyruda plus. Pacifism is about the best thing that I was not expecting. Okay, I am cool with pacifism. All right. Yes, pacifism. I'm okay with this. I am okay with pacifism. Why are you putting it all on Voice of the Blessed? I have no idea. Anyways, Gyruda. I bricked. I literally bricked. We have a Guardian Idol to block with. Unfreaking real. That is the best thing I've seen yet. A Dirtle card that's not winning them the game whatsoever. Whatever this is doing. Okay. I'm literally blocking with an idol. Then. Okay. This might be the... Yeah, this one's the Vizier, so we want this one, actually. Were they going to Al Said? Doesn't matter. Block. And you know what? Block. Let's just get it off the table. We don't want any of that nonsense here. Okay. Oh, it gets to come back? Vizier comes back! Take that action, baby, yeah! It came back as a Guardian Idol. I didn't think that's how that interaction was going to go, but that's how that interaction just went. That's a Thassa. We'll take that. That's an extra trigger. Okay. The attack means nothing. Just see what they do. Because playing more mind games and diverting them from the actual plan is the thing. So we have two Thassas for the reasons where we could go copy. So this trigger here, sure. This trigger here, sure. So that comes back. It does its triggers. We can get this Disturb creature, or we can get the Spark Double. I will take the Spark Double. And this Spark Double will copy you. Okay. And now we've got Vizier. Vizier targets the original and dies. And that goes down, and that goes here. And then we have a double striker, nifty, or a Nightmare Shepherd. I'll take the Nightmare Shepherd, thank you. It's mild bricking there. Anyways, with that said, hit the original. We'll let the original die. Put all these triggers down here. Yeah, you have to do with those manually ordering of triggers too. Like, that's just one of those things with this deck. Just pointing that out. Anyways, how about another 7/7? They got more junk in their yard. What are you going to do with all that? Anyway. Yeah, they got tons of junk in that yard. So do we. All right, we got a Daxos or a Luminous Broodmoth. I'm going to take the Daxos and get some life total back. I think that's a cool idea here. All right, that triggers. All this nonsense can go down here. Daxos triggers obviously irrelevant. Okay, a Voice of the Blessed, that'd be nifty if we can make a gigantic one, but that's not where my plans are today. We are going to continue the legend rule. And that goes down, that goes down, that goes down here. Okay, nothing from their end, and from our end, we got yet another one. And we put all of this down here. Yes, it will go in the wrong order if you let it do automatically, because that is the automatic trigger, and you do not want that. Okay, we get nothing, so I guess we're going to do some Voice of the Blessed beat down now. Okay, this is let the original die, I guess, send these triggers down to hell. More triggers on a Voice of the Blessed that happens to exist there, and they are milled out, so we can decline now. Decline. Decline. It just dies because I declined to make a target. It's still EDP. It's still making targets. Decline. 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 Oh, no stop. It's going to happen anyway. We're going to just, whatever. But I guess it doesn't matter which sequence that happens there, but we're going to just do declines anyway. Decline. Decline. So we had a lot of redundancies here. This gets to copy a Voice of the Blessed. Reasons. Done. Okay, so at the end of the day, when it comes to this deck, if it's is it the kind of deck for you? Well, do you want to just throw sand in the face of the legend rule? This is basically that kind of deck. It's like you want to use the legend rule. You want to have things die. Well, I mean, we've had cards like that before that synergize that way. This thrives on the legend rule. It's not just a little bit of value. This is where you are using the legend rule to its fullest. That's the kind of deck for you, and you want to play with a rule that nobody's playing with, or at least not in this level. Why don't you try it out? Of course it's expensive. It's rares galore here. So many rares and mythics. And anyway, mana rocks are cheap. The lands are kind of a flex territory. The idea being that you got this one stack here of Luminous Broodmoth. Other than that, deck is blue-black. So I mean, you can fiddle with the mana all you want. But anyways, with that, if you got the cards on you, you can play some Mario Maker levels. Hope you enjoyed. Take care. See you later.